Alright, hello everybody in the YouTube world. This is your boy Dame Dash, here to bring you another video. Uh, let's see. This video was, I had a plan earlier today that I was going to do this video about, and I'm sitting in my car right now. I'm about to go into my cousin's house, but I figure I'll do this before I get my night kicked off and whatnot. But this video was really was about to be about just a bunch of fake shit, fake love and all that stuff like that, but I'm really not trying to put that type of energy into the ear right now, just because that's not how I want my day to be. I want it to be like a really good day. So I'm gonna speak on some other things, and I really didn't want to make a video about Nipsey. Just because I ain't trying to get no clout off of that. That's not the type of person I am, and that's not what I'm trying to do, and that's what I'm trying to promote. But I do have to say something about it. Rest in peace, Nipsey. That was my guy. I mean, as a fan, and listening to his music for over a decade, and just really admiring the things he was doing, because I was a fan more than just his music, but the things he wanted to do was a lot of similar things that I do want to do and believe in and whatnot. I always wanted to do something for the hood, like programs where kids could be involved and do things and travel, because one of the things that helped me at a younger age is being able to travel, and I feel like that's like one of the most important things you can do, like especially growing up in the hood, is getting out of there and seeing what else the world has to offer, whether it be traveling to another state or outside of the country. I've done both. But the main thing that's really bothering me is the disrespect. Like, ever since this man passed, I've just seen so much negativity and disrespect, but a lot of love at the same time. So I don't want to make it sound like everything that's been going on has just been all negative stuff, because there's been a lot of great positive love that I admire. And I'm happy to see that, a lot of that. But let me start off by saying, the main thing is, it's just like, the negative stuff with people, like just little slick dumb shit, like saying like, are y'all still talking about this? And when somebody like that has that much impact and influence, not on just his community, because we can talk about everything he did in his community, and that's dope as fuck, but I'm saying, like, he admired people all over the states and probably the world too. He was not just an artist that just was only recognized by his community, but everybody everywhere admired what he was doing. So yeah, like, when somebody like that passes, it affects a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to be sad. And even people that I even admire, the people that have admitted, like, I ain't been a big fan of his music, or I ain't listened to him that much, but I understand who he is and what he's done for people and what he was trying to do, and I admire those people. But then you also got those people that, like, yeah, I've been down with Nipsey forever and blah blah. But they probably just heard of him, which I don't really pay no attention to that, because I'm glad that you either you a fan 10 years ago, yesterday or today or tomorrow or whatever, as long as his music is finally reaching and what he was doing was reaching people and getting them to understand, to try to be more positive and whatnot. But it just really irks my nerve how people can be so disrespectful. And I ain't even gonna comment on the Kodak shit, because I don't even want to give that shit no kind of attention. But how people can just be like, oh, y'all still talking about this? Like, I ain't never really seen a celebrity pass away. Maybe I not paid as much attention, but the motherfuckers just oh, he was gangbanging, and that shit happens. Like, well, yeah, it does happen. And motherfuckers is like, oh, well, y'all still talking about this? Can we move on to something else? Like, nah, motherfuckers, some people ain't over that shit. And motherfuckers ain't gonna get over that shit for a while. You know what I'm saying? I might not get over this shit ever. I still can't believe the nigga did. Like, but and then I ain't even trying to make it a race thing, but at the same time, it don't surprise me, what I'm saying, when you read comments and there's people, that white people and shit like that are saying shit like, oh, we still talking about this guy, and oh, he was a gangbanger. That's what those thugs do and shit like that. But then you got our own people this is where I really get fucked up by this shit, is our own people sitting up here saying the same shit. Like, you know, we the same motherfucking people. Like, we going through the same struggles and shit like that. And then this is the only thing you can say is, are we still talking about this shit? Like, that shit don't mean nothing to you. That shit is just like mind boggling how some people got that much hate in their heart to say shit like that, you know. And it makes me feel like like you not getting enough love. Like, you must hate yourself. That's what it sounds like to me. Self-hate. And that's something that what a lot of us deal with is self-hate and not believing in ourselves or caring about ourselves to the point where we got to try to down talk another man or say something negative about him and then try to make it about you. That's what it really is. It's really some self-hate, some deep shit you got in your heart that you don't like. So then you're going to try to down talk another man that's gone, that was doing an amazing thing that didn't just help him. He wasn't about himself. He was about helping us, everybody. He was about helping people just like a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King. And some people will be like, no, you can't compare him to that. Like, man, he was a modern day version of one of them type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? He was giving you the keys, the blueprints, the resources. And I said, you know, Nipsey is not the first person to ever do anything like this. We got to give a lot of respect to, you know, Jay-Z and Master P for putting that blueprint out there. But Nipsey was taking a lot of that and taking that shit to a higher level, you know, about owning, you know, your own stuff and having equity and all that, you know, and pitting people on that's doing different technology. A lot of people don't even know he was building the first smart store. And if you watch any of his, like, conferences where he was talking about how he was trying to do stuff like that. And, you know, other than, you know, owning that whole entire block that he used to sell drugs on and CDs and all that stuff like that, and you know, building businesses and not just clothing stores. It was like food and you know, low income houses and STEM programs and stuff like that. Like, a dude that try to come out and do all that kind of stuff and then you could still have any negative thing to say about him is just, especially being black, is just disheartening. That shit really just like got me like, what the fuck? Like, what is y'all on? Like, what is you thinking? Like, you know what I'm saying? It makes me feel like if somebody from your own hood did the same thing, you would be on that same bullshit because you ain't doing what he doing. But if you admire, if you envious of something somebody doing, don't hate on them. Like, try to go do what they doing or watch what they doing. You know, I've always been the type of person where it's like I said before in another video, watch what people are doing and learn. Don't watch and hate, watch and learn. Watch and learn. It's something very simple to do. I feel like, to me, it's harder to hate on somebody than it is to watch and learn and be inspired by what somebody is doing. And I feel like that should be what you should really be thinking about, is like, how can I be on that level? How could I be on my own level even? I ain't saying you got to go out and try to be exactly what this person is doing, but, you know, hey, let me try to find out what works for me and then try to move in that lane and do that and try to be better at what's going on in this area that works for me. But we still got a long way to go, man. You know, with the way people think, and then it's like, another thing is, you got some fans out here, and that's great that, you know, he got some diehard fans, but there's some fans out here that are, you know, saying like, you ain't a real Nipsey fan if you don't, you know, you ain't been a fan for this long, or you ain't buying this merchandise and blah blah. And you got to remember, some people don't have that kind of money. Some people don't have the resources to go out and buy that kind of stuff. They taking care of families. As long as, you know, they doing what they got to do for their family. They got kids, they got wives, they got whatever the situation is, where they don't have disposable income, or they ain't got extra money to go out and spend money on whatever they feel like spending on. But they are still inspired by Nipsey's music or what he's doing. That's all that matters. That's all it takes for you to be a fan, is to listen, be inspired, be encouraged to do things. Don't be out here trying to make people feel bad for being a fan of his music, and they haven't went out and actively bought something, or they wasn't around for the full 10 years that he was out here. Like, that's some silly shit, man. It's crazy how people try to pick and choose certain things that they want to say, oh, this will only make you a fan of this or this and this. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go to mic check tonight. You know, that's my cousin's little, you know, showcase. You know, trying to help pit people on in the city or give them a platform to express what they doing as far as rap, or, you know, it ain't even all just rappers. There's some singers that be on there. You know, Josh, you know, Stupo, he do his little comedy thing, funny dude. I really love everything he does, and I had a talk with Darius about, you know, and I really admire a lot of what Josh does too. I'm gonna just put that out there too, because I had a talk with him, and, you know, they help each other get, you know, in certain areas and stuff like that. That's the type of shit that I admire. That's the type of shit that the city need to be on, you know, because he helped Darius and Darius helped him. It's not even like nobody did anything for anybody. We should always be exchanging what we could do to help each other as a community. You know, if you got this platform and you got that platform, y'all figure out a way to put that together and make it work, instead of just looking at it like, oh, you know, he doing something better, so I'm gonna try to do something better than him. In that way, you know, that's not the way we want to do it. We want to look at it like, okay, I'm doing this and he doing that. Let's try to figure out a way to come together and make it work so we can both benefit. Because anything that I ever do, I want to make sure I get my people involved, and then people that they might not even fuck with, but I think they cool as fuck, and then in some way I can help, you know, get them involved, and they could do the same thing for me. Because like I said, when I wanted to do my clothing line, which, you know, that's something I'm still working on, because I don't want to do it on a small scale. I know, like, you got to start somewhere small, but it's something that I'm really, really, really thinking about strategically before I do this. But, you know, I want to collab with this person. Like, if I do something, you collab with him, or, you know, like, all these brands out here is collabing. Why can't we do it? You know, look at it that way. That's how I see it. You got Supreme and North Face and all these, like, which is cool. I have nothing bad to say about those brands, but why can't we take, you know, a local clothing brand and then match it up with that one and then put y'all shit together, you know? And then, you know, because somebody that might be a fan of that brand might not know about that brand, but because he hooked up with that brand, now he looking at your stuff too. It's enough money out here for us to all be supporting each other. It's enough. It's definitely enough. And then when you keep all that flowing through the community, that's gonna put everybody on. And that's a big part of what Nipsey was trying to show people, is that keeping that in there. Like, you know, when I was watching one of his conferences, he was talking about what's the difference between a rapper and Hello Kitty. And most people that don't understand that shit will probably laugh at it and be like, and look at it the wrong way. Or he said, what's the difference between a rapper and Disney? They have a brand which they built through animation, and then they give you product. Like with Disney, they built all that shit off of cartoons, you know, watching Mickey Mouse and all that stuff like that. And then they give you, you know, merchandise like shirts and ears and all that stuff like that. And I'm paraphrasing some of the stuff that, you know, Nipsey was saying in this conference. So these ain't all my own words, but I'm saying, what I'm saying is I understand what he's saying, what he's doing. So rappers, entertainers, anybody doing anything, you know, don't just limit yourself to that. Just be like, you know what, okay, I could put this out. I can do this, or I could be involved in this, instead of always pitting yourself under something. Because what a lot of rappers tend to do, and I'm not saying I got it all figured out, but what they tend to do is, you know, let me partner up with Budweiser, or let me partner up with Ciroc, you know, stuff like that. And instead of doing that, put out your own stuff. And this is another reason why I admire Tech Nine a lot too as well, is because he was on that independent early. And he's putting out his own, you know, liquor, which he did team up with Boulevards, but I understand that. But it's still his merchandise though. You know, that was a big thing. Like, and he's made a shit ton of money off of that merchandise, and that's all him. That's all strange music, you know, clothes, shirts, panties, leggings, whatever, hoodies, you know, keychains, whatever, stuff like that. But I'm kind of, you know, getting off topic a little bit. But the main thing is like, just show, you know, remorse and you know, some heart when somebody like, and that could be anybody. It don't even got to be Nipsey or anybody. There's been people that I ain't really fuck with that passed away, but I'm still not going to come out and be like, oh, you still hurt by this? Why are you still talking about this? If you don't like it, then get the fuck off Facebook. Log off. Get your ass up off of there. You know, go find something else to do. Block it. You know what I'm saying? Hide the post or whatever. But don't be on no hating shit. Let's just keep it all positive. You know, keep the energy good. Because we ain't got no time for that stuff. Some people do. Some people about all that, but I ain't about none of that shit. And I don't want to see it. And that's why I don't comment on none of it. But if y'all watch this video, I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to keep more coming. And God bless.